Well, a very pleasant good evening. Time for Startup Talk from Indian River State College with Mr. Tom Kindred.
Thank you, sir, and welcome to another segment of Startup Talk, the show designed to assist and help research and Treasure Coast residents who want to start, grow, or accelerate their business. And as I always say, what a great place it is to own and operate a business along the beautiful Research and Treasure Coast. We will spend time during our hour together this evening to highlight and create awareness regarding the very powerful business assistance and support programs that exist right here in our community at our very own Indian River State College. I am Tom Kindred, and I serve the community and Indian River State College as the Regional Director for the Florida Small Business Development Center. Underwriters for this segment of Startup Talk are the Florida SBDC at IRSC and our good friends at Express Printing of Port St. Lucie. So, Greg, how are you this evening?
Doing well. Doing real well.
All right. We're, I guess we're kind of done with all of our athletics for a while. Or?
Oh, no.
Oh, gosh. What do we got going on?
Still in league play, both baseball and softball. Both teams doing well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. How are our women doing this season?
Lady softball team
dominate.
Yeah, they're strong. They are strong.
Right.
And go to the IRSC website. If you have children out there, you've got summer camps galore.
Oh, that's right. Summer camp time.
Men's
You're right.
basketball, women's basketball, volleyball, softball, baseball, you name it, they've got it.
That's
IRSC.
A good point. You know, we ought to get Scott on here to maybe talk about summer camps, and there are a lot of summer camps going on at IRSC. So yeah, good point. Good point. All right, as I have for the last couple of weeks, I like to start our show this evening. I want to talk about our upcoming small business conference, the 7th annual conference. And got, again, a great lineup for the conference. We've got Dr. Jerry Parrish, who will be at the conference again with us this year. Dr. Jerry Parrish is the chief economist for the Florida Chamber Foundation. He gives a great presentation the last couple of years on trends in Florida and the economy, and then he brings that all home to the Treasure Coast. He goes over his scorecard, which talks an awful lot about what's happening with the trends in the economy for our region and the entire state of Florida.
Of course, we're going to explode down here in St. Lucie County. Indian River County is going to go quite a bit west of I-95, and Martin County is not going to do much. So what else is new?
I'm telling you, it's all growing and it's all happening.
It is,
and our guest this evening is going to tell us a little bit about some positive things going on in our region. But we've also got Jim Blasingame, who is a business author and creator and award-winning host of a syndicated weekday radio program called The Small Business Advocate. So we know a little something about a business talk show, too.
We do?
We
do.
A little few things. So Jim will be with us. Jim is just completed another book. It's called The Third Ingredient, The Journey of Analog Ethics into the World of Digital Fear and Greed. So he is going to have that book with him. All conference attendees are going to get a copy of the book. Following lunch, where he's going to give a presentation, he's going to provide a breakout session for all conference and lunch attendees on his research and book, The Age of the Customer. So, again, a great day we've got planned Tuesday, May the 7th. Throughout the day, the conference will feature 12 workshops on topics including everything from government contracting, cybersecurity, business finance, social media, team building. So, again, a lot going on. Tuesday, May the 7th, that is National Small Business Week, as we always do. So this is our 7th annual Entrepreneurship and Small Business Conference. So I encourage anyone who's involved in business. I tell folks all the time that it took me getting involved at the college and getting around some folks that were much smarter than I am in business, that there's a concept in business. There's time to work in the business, and then there's time that you've got to work on the business. And, you got to take some time out of that daily business to, that daily grind of the business to come, network with other business people, exchange some ideas, and work on the business. And that's what this day is all about. So Tuesday, Tuesday, May the 7th, the annual Small Business Conference there right on main campus at Indian River State College. Sponsors, Bank of America, Intuit. We're gonna give away access to some QuickBooks. Live Plan, going to give away some access to the planning tool Live Plan. And the St. Lucie County EDC is one of our sponsors. So anyway, a lot going on. I encourage you, if you need more information on that, visit that irscbiz.com site.
And a road trip for Startup Talk.
That's right, and a road trip for Startup Talk.
Yep.
So I want to quickly get to our first guest tonight. Really, really innovative program, outside the box thinking, leadership, and you know what? You'd expect it from this company. We have with us tonight Mr. John Bowman with Piper Aircraft. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having us.
So John is here, and I just want to start. Just give us real quickly a little bit of your, got a great background, kind of your experience and your pathway to Piper.
Well, I've spent 15 years in the automotive industry in production engineering and operations roles. In 2010, I came down to work with Piper Aircraft and moved to Vero Beach, and it's been a fantastic experience.
Nice. Talk about your role with Piper. I wouldn't even want to try to explain your role. You got a lot of responsibility at Piper.
There's a lot going on at Piper. A great team. I am responsible for manufacturing, engineering, tooling, and training group. Within training has a responsibility for the apprenticeship program, which we're going to talk about here.
Now we probably don't have enough time this evening to talk about the history of Piper. I mean, you were telling me before we went on the air. I mean, 80-year history of making aircraft. But just give us kind of the brief history of kind of its relationship with Vero in the Indian River County and the Treasure Coast market.
Sure. The Piper Aircraft has been around for 80 years. It's been in Vero Beach for 50 years,
wow.
which is pretty long run at Vero
amazing.
Beach.
Yeah.
It's going to be going on for many years to come, I think. It's a really fascinating company. The history of Piper, they've certified and produced over 200 different models of aircraft.
Wow.
And of those, they've built 133,000 airplanes.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive. The really more impressive in my mind part is 80,000 of those aircraft are still flying today around the world.
Wow.
Holy smokes,
So
that's amazing.
Right.
That kind of speaks to the quality of the product, the durability of the product, and we have 80 authorized service centers around the world, 25 sales locations around the world, which is fantastic. Now at Vero Beach, we're on approximately 80 acres of property at the Vero Beach Airport. We have 700,000 square feet of factory space under air, which is quite a facility.
Yeah.
A couple of buildings, but 700,000 square feet for a manufacturing facility around here is a lot.
Right.
And we just I think we just went over 1,000 employees.
Wow. I mean, really, what an iconic, legendary, company and business along the Treasure Coast.
Oh, sure.
I've had the opportunity over the last couple of years to visit the plant up in Vero a couple times. I get pumped up every time I go up there.
We need to go up there and do a show.
I like that. We could do a show from Piper headquarters.
Why not?
Up there. I like it.
That would be cool.
I like that idea. Just give us a quick overview, current situation at Piper. I mean, new models, current demand for aircraft. What's kind of going on in that space?
We've got a lot of good things going on. Piper right now is going to be producing 10 different models of aircraft, from our M-Class, our M600 and 500, 350, to our smaller private trainer class aircraft. But the latest announcement, really exciting. You probably saw a press release at Sun and Fun, two announcements actually. One is we just closed a deal with I believe it's one of the largest domestic sales contracts ever in Piper history, with 240 aircraft going to L3 L3 commercial aviation, which is fantastic. It speaks to the longevity where we're going to be going down the road. Also, the other big announcement is Piper Pilot. It's a high quality, well-priced aircraft for the training market. So we plan on selling a lot of these aircraft to training schools and keep the production volumes going more and more.
How many schools like that are there?
Boy,
a bunch?
There's a bunch. I don't really know, but
So the market
it's
there,
significant.
Market there would be quite
Yeah,
a bit
and
then.
you know, the worldwide shortage of pilots that's coming soon it generates more demand for,
Well,
for
there,
training.
here we go, Tom. This is yet another field where the baby boomers are
Right.
going to affect.
Well,
it.
you know, somebody mentioned to me the other day at Piper that, you know, when you think about commercial, I guess there is a rule. FAA has a mandatory retirement age. So a lot of these commercial pilots are hitting that mandatory retirement age and causing these flight schools and training schools to have to go out and train a whole new generation of commercial pilots. So you kind of make the set the bar in training aircraft. So it's really, you know, really benefited Piper and
Absolutely.
in our market. Okay. Now, you know, kind of the reason you're on the show tonight, you guys really so innovative and lead, you know, in the areas of training and outside the box thinking. But recently, the state of Florida acknowledged Piper's training program as a state registered apprentice program. Talk a little bit about this, you know, this important, recognition and designation.
Sure. The you know, we've recognized as our production volumes increase, we need resources, we need manpower, we need skilled labor to build these aircraft, and we recognize that around this area sometimes it's difficult to find people with the high skill level. So we decided we're going to start building our own training program and our own apprenticeship program to cultivate that talent. So we teamed up with Indian River State College and the Florida Department of Education. We wrote and developed the formal apprenticeship program for the aircraft structure, surface rigging, and systems assemblers. So it's again a formal accredited apprenticeship program with the state of Florida, and we're looking forward to launching this year.
So, and what I liked what you said the other day was, I mean, Piper really is looking to create leadership within the company and give people an opportunity to rise up through the company.
Absolutely. The apprentices the intent is to develop leaders, to develop mentors for other new hires that we bring in, and they'll enter into the workforce, and they'll need some mentoring and training. I fully expect some of these apprentices to move into the management roles as well.
So you're not talking jobs. You're talking a career.
Yes,
This is a career choice.
That's
You
amazing.
Enter the apprenticeship program. It's a
Yeah.
career choice.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow.
So obviously, Piper and your team are recruiting possible candidates for this incredible and powerful training program at Piper. Talk about what you're seeking in candidates.
Yeah, kind of go through maybe some of the requirements, and then get some of the, I guess, more softer side, skill sets that we're looking for. So overall, the program is a 2-year program. It's going to consist of a combination of on-the-job training and classroom instruction. The apprentices and students are going to be expected to attend classes both during the day, during work hours, and in the evening with IRSC. And a lot of these classes that they take at IRSC, they are going to be able to apply toward a college degree if they choose to continue. So some of the requirements: you have to have a high school diploma or a GED. You have to be at least 18 years old. You have to be fluent in English. Meet all the requirements of employment at Piper Aircraft. So same background checks and screening as anyone else.
Right.
You got to be able to physically perform the job. It's a physical, sometimes some physical activity, and you got to meet the requirements of admission into IRSC. Right. So some of the candidate we're looking for is somebody that can demonstrate, the leadership potential. Some maybe has some technical aptitude, has hobbies and interests, maybe has participated in groups with their school or their church or their community. Have they been in any competitions? How'd they do? Did they win the competitions? Right. We hope to find people that have a passion for aircraft and have the personal drive to learn everything there is to know about building our aircraft.
What now? These apprentices will be working while they're also learning, but they're being paid during this apprentice period, right? I mean, you're not looking for free labor here. You're paying people.
Absolutely. These apprentices are full-time employees of Piper Aircraft. Right. So along with that is the outstanding benefits that Piper Aircraft offers to their employees, such as medical, 401k, tuition. We have a tuition reimbursement program, which is fantastic for especially younger, anybody that wants to come in, and certainly the younger group coming out of high school possibly that wants to continue their education. They'll go through the apprenticeship program, and then they'll be able to continue that to earn their degree and have that reimbursed by Piper.
Right. So upon completion of this apprentice program, you say 2 years, what will they receive? Some sort of designation? I mean, is there something they'll receive when they complete the program?
Yeah, the apprentice they'll receive the journeyman certificate, recognized by the state of Florida, and obviously recognized by Piper Aircraft. And then the other benefits to them is, as the journeyman, again, they're going to be our leaders. They're going to be our mentors. They're going to be our trainers in some cases. Right. And we're going to ask them to come back and help with the following apprenticeship cohorts that go through the program.
Right. You came out of manufacturing, before. Is this a common, program to put young people through as they enter these manufacturing type jobs? Is it common to see apprentice programs like this?
In a lot of cases, it is. For the trades, it is. I think over the last many years, it kind of faded away for some reason. I think we're seeing a resurgence of that with the need for all trades, really. And you see the technical education and coming back into the vocational education, coming back into the high schools where they used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, I think we really are seeing kind of this thing circle back around, to where people are seeing, like you're saying, the trades as careers. These are good jobs with good benefits.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, obviously part of this program, and you mentioned it earlier, is collaborating and partnering with IRSC, kind of a critical component. Talk about that partnership.
The IRSC team from IRSC has been instrumental in a successful registration of the program. Obviously, we have to partner with them. We're going to need a lot of classroom activity, and they're offering their assistance and their expertise. We're also working well with the career source of the counties in this area.
Sure,
they're certainly helping us out a great deal. So you team up the expertise of Indian River State College with the academic education capability with Piper Aircraft's technical capability, and you tie that together, and we're going to develop a pretty special program here.
I mean, and again, this has got to be popular among young people who are looking for careers in the areas. I mean, this isn't an everyday opportunity. I mean, this is something special and unique that companies like Piper are doing.
Exactly. It's very competitive. The applications that we're taking, we're going to be selecting up to 10 applicants out of the entire population of applicants that we get. Right. We want to start relatively small. We're going to again finish developing and prove out the program. Right. But the idea is every year we're going to be adding 10 apprentices. Okay. And in 3 years we're running.
What's kind of we've heard before, from a number of other manufacturers across the Treasure Coast. I mean, is there a fair share of your current, you said 1,000 employees, is there a fair share of those folks that are kind of at the tail end of their career? I mean,
there certainly is. There's a lot of employees. Piper's been at Vero Beach for 50 years.
Right.
And we have a significant number of people that have earned their stripes, and they're ready to retire, and they've earned it. And when they start to move on, not only does it diminish our workforce, but a lot of that knowledge goes with them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right. So we have to find a way to bolster that, capture that knowledge, and train our people faster. And this is one of the methods that we're doing.
Well, again, extremely innovative program, and really, out of the box thinking, and expected. You obviously expect these kind of things from a company like Piper. I mean, you guys are doing great work. How does an individual? I want to make sure I get this in. How does an individual get more information? How should they apply? Who do they call? Where do
Sure.
they go?
You go to piper.com, and the application is right on our main home screen of the website, in the middle of the website, down toward the bottom. Click on that link, and it'll take you to the application, and print that out, or fill it out on the computer, and then you can email it. There's an email address associated and highlighted on that area. But I would certainly keep in mind there's a deadline coming. The deadline's the 26th.
What's the deadline?
The deadline is the 26th of this month. So next Friday is the deadline. And there's some work that you're going to need to do to fill out this application. Not only the application itself, but we ask for your high school transcripts. We ask for a resume, 2 letters of recommendation. So we really want to get that going.
And sometimes transcripts require a little time to get. So again, your point's well taken. I mean, these students need to get online, need to start this process now. But incredible opportunity. And again, so the apprentice program for you, these students or these new employees are going to start, and they're going to actually be doing this for 2 years. But the entire time they're in the apprentice program, you're also going to kind of be on-the-job training. I mean, OTJ, right? I mean, it's
absolutely the OJT component of this is significant. They're going to be in a lot of classes, of course. You're going to be learning a lot of things, and we have a lab set up to do the hands-on, training and learning about riveting and whatnot. But the significant amount of time is going to be on the job building components of our aircraft.
In manufacturing, of course, as you've talked about, you've been in manufacturing. Is manufacturing really more of a young person's game today? Has technology, come into manufacturing to where it's a little more automation, so young people kind of get this? Is that part of what's going on in manufacturing?
It depends. Yes and no. In fabrication, as an example, a lot of technologies is taking over. We have CNC machines, robotics, and for a lot of our fabrication, in Piper as an example. But our aircraft that we produce and assemble, there's no automation. Because of the way we do it and the product that we produce, it would be cost prohibitive to install automation to do it.
Right.
Because there's the volumes are good for an aircraft company, but they're not at the point where it can justify the expense on a full-blown automated assembly system. So it's a little bit of both. What we need is people that can work with their hands and can hand build Piper aircraft.
Right. And so still, like you say, still hand building those aircraft, and do you think that's kind of speaks to your quality issue and because it really is still more of a hands-on issue?
Our quality is very good. I think it does. We have a personal investment to our aircraft. Our team members, they build, they know they build that wing, for example, and they know
that's right.
that customer is going to come to our site and they're going to fly their family away in the airplane that they built, and they feel that responsibility, and so that does make it special.
Yeah. All right, real quick as we close in on this segment of our show this evening, tell us again, how does a candidate get involved? How does he get more information?
Go to piper.com. The application is on a link in our website, and fill out the application and provide the other requirements. One of the things that I forgot to mention as one of the requirements is we do also require an essay as to why you want to be in the Piper apprenticeship program and what will it do for you personally.
I can answer that question because I love your airplanes. So, listen, incredible program. I encourage every interested party out there across the Treasure Coast. This is an incredible opportunity to be part of a legendary, iconic company that's doing great work in aviation. It's a great opportunity for a young person to get involved in an apprentice program and get the skills they need to be successful in advanced manufacturing.
Absolutely.
John, I appreciate your commitment to Piper and the work you're doing in our community to work with young people and help those folks get started and have great careers. So thank you for what you're doing. And again, if you need any information, if we can help you connect to Piper, you can always find us at that irscbiz.com site, and we'll be happy to help you connect to Piper. So with that, we will bring to close another segment of Startup Talk, and be sure to look up Piper. And with that, we will close, and we will talk to you next Thursday. No. We've got another segment coming up. Sorry about that. Stay tuned. We've got more Startup Talk coming right at you after the break. And we are back with more Startup Talk from the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute right here at Indian River State College. And I have with us now my very good friend of the Florida SBDC and the CCTI, very good friend of Indian River State College, entrepreneur.
You have a very good friend.
I do. This is my one good friend here today. Entrepreneur, mover and shaker, amongst many in the Treasure Coast, Mrs. Dana Tabulsy. Welcome to the show, Dana.
Thank you. I have a lot to live up to now, and I need a check when I leave.
Listen, Dana, you are all of those things and more. I'm telling you. I have, we have been working together a long time. I mean, you have started businesses, owned businesses, worked in corporate America. I mean, you have kind of done it all, and now you are one of the owners and producers of the Treasure Coast Business Summit, a great event that's been going on now. I think this is the 11th year.
It is the 11th annual.
Wow, 11 years. So again, you and Lynette you do great work in St. Lucie County, and you do great work in supporting the business community. So for that, I thank you, and thank you for all you've done through the years to support our program.
Of course, what you offer is invaluable.
I think it's pretty good stuff. You know, one of my favorite questions to always ask my team at the Florida SBDC at Indian River State College is, where were you people when I was in business?
Right.
Yeah, I know.
I understand. Yeah. The good thing is, because of your part in the SBDC, I don't think it's that unknown secret anymore. I think word's getting out.
We might be busting out a little bit thanks to our partnership here at WPSL and WSTU.
Renewed for year 5.
That's a magic number.
We're a little behind NCIS, but that's okay.
That's right. But I do appreciate that. We've done some pretty good work. I don't know if you know, Dana, but I am the recipient of the college's Ambassador Award. So
I don't know if you got the email, but I did congratulate you.
Oh, you did? Well, thank you. Yes, so yes.
He's still learning email.
Right. Surprising, I won the Ambassador Award, right? But you're right. We've tried to focus the last 2 or 3 years on getting the word out about this program, and because I just, as you said, it's a valuable program for the business community, and what you do is also valuable in the Treasure Coast Business Summit. So let's talk about that a little bit. So it's the 11th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit. Talk to us just about the summit in general, Dana. What's the event all about?
So in general, just a little bit of. I'll tell you that it is May 16th. That's Thursday, May 16th at the Port St. Lucie Civic Center. And again, it is the 11th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit. And the Business Summit is different from your if you can say, typical expo, because it is more of a business-to-business event. We're not only providing the space available for people to share their products and services, but we also incorporate a keynote speaker. We have enriching activities throughout the day. It's fun. It's a lot of energy. People do a lot of business on the floor. And what we've also found is that it's a great way for businesses to reintroduce themselves to one another and also maintain the relationships they have, because we get so busy that sometimes we forget to love on the people we already got, right? So it's a great way to re-engage with people we're already doing business with.
Sounds like a road trip for us, Tom.
Yeah, I think
We should do the show. It's a
we
Thursday.
should do the show from. I like it. Consider
Why
that
not?
done.
Well, just, yeah.
Live from the 11th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit. It's Startup Talk.
I love it.
Okay, we'll put that on the agenda.
And we've got your table set up next to somebody that we're really excited about.
Southern Eagle Distributing.
Well, you're going to be near Southern Eagle.
That's right, because I drank a lot of their that new drink they're distributing. It's apple juice. It's,
Apple Rush.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
That was great.
It was
So
great stuff.
good.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Apple Rush.
Yeah.
They are an amazing company, and it's all natural, no added sugar. The blueberry is the best for sure.
I think that's the one I did like, the blueberry.
Mm-hmm.
So again, and I've been of course, I've been coming to the Business Summit for years now, but I mean, it is a big event. I mean, physically big event. I mean, you take up an entire ballroom, if not more than an entire ballroom at the Port St. Lucie Civic Center, right?
We do. So there's the Emerald Ballroom, which is the largest ballroom, and the Ruby, which is the smaller of the two. The expo portion of the event is held in the Emerald Ballroom, and we have typically 120 vendors. That's what we like to keep our vendor space out. We're got only 20 spaces left, so we're almost there with a month out. I think we'll get there. And then we use the Ruby Ballroom as a trifecta, if you will. So in the morning we have our keynote speaker. We break out at lunch, and we've partnered with the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce again to hold the State of the City address with our city manager, Russ Blackburn. And then we're also going to be partnering with you, in case you didn't know, to do like a little Shark Tank experience.
Absolutely. We're going to, we work from time to time with a number of entrepreneurs that have come up with new products, new business ideas. And one of the things that we do on a pretty regular basis is we allow those entrepreneurs to pitch their idea in front of a panel of seasoned and experienced business professionals and entrepreneurs, and with the whole idea of giving that young entrepreneur real world candid feedback on the business idea and the product and the business model, so that they can improve as they move through the process to launch that idea. So as usual, Dana, you were very creative in your thinking, and so you've put together one of those pioneer pitch events and into your own program called the Think Tank at the Business Summit. So we're going to be doing our own little version of Shark Tank at your Business Summit.
I'm excited about it, and I hope we have some entertainment value to that, and people really enjoy something different.
Well, if they've never seen anything like that, the events at the college are phenomenal.
Yeah,
It's
again, if you've ever watched Shark Tank on television, it is exactly what we do, and to see it live is really kind of.
Sure.
And these are real entrepreneurs with real ideas, and they're very passionate about their ideas. And for them, for us, it's, as you say, it's entertaining to watch, it's interesting to watch, it's informative. But for those entrepreneurs, I mean, this is real for them. This is their real idea. This is their passion. So they've got a lot at stake. So for them, it's serious business. So I'm looking forward to that addition to your business summit this year.
Is Dyer coming again?
Dyer is coming again. They're not bringing an automobile this year.
Well, I'm ticked off at them because they locked it last year. I was going to take it for a joyride.
Well, just to give Dyer a little plug, I did trade in my Chevy Equinox this past weekend for a Chevy Traverse.
Ooh.
And it was the easiest transaction I've ever had. I did the entire negotiating through text and then walked in and signed the paperwork. It was phenomenal.
Wow.
Whoa.
I've never heard of such a thing.
That's
It
awesome.
was the most amazing.
You mean you didn't go in at like 10 in the morning and leave at 4 in the
Midnight.
afternoon? Right. I mean,
No, I texted. I called And then I got my salesperson, and then I told him I communicate best through text. He said, great, asked me what I was looking for, sent me some pictures. I looked it up. We went, back and forth a little bit on what I was willing to do and not do. And we came to common ground. I walked in the next day, signed the paperwork, out the door. It was easy peasy.
Wow, that's great. Well,
But they will be doing the Dire Difference Award
Sure.
at the summit for sure.
Talk. Well, while we're on that subject, go ahead and talk about the two awards, the Dire Difference, and you have another award called the Trailblazer. So, what kind of awards will be handed out?
We do. So, in the morning, we will be hosting the Dire Difference Award before our keynote speaker comes on, and the Dire Difference Award is really unique because they give away $1,000 every month to a nonprofit organization. The nonprofits, any nonprofit in St. Lucie County can go on their website and submit for it. What the unique twist to it is they take all the applications for the month and they sit down with their team at their weekly or monthly meeting, and the entire team of Dire votes on who wins. So it gets everyone involved in what they're doing. So that is the Dire Difference Award. And then the Trailblazer Award is an award we'll give in the afternoon after the summit. The expo hall closes and we go into happy hour, because there's always got to be a happy hour networking event. And we will be giving away the Trailblazer Award, and that is for 4 women in our area that have been nominated by their peers as a trailblazer, women who've really made a difference.
Nice.
They've, changed the world. Whether they've changed one person's world or an entire community's world, everybody is equal. And we have a panel that votes on that as well. Lynette and I are not involved in that. And we give one award for each county: St. Lucie, Martin, Indian River, and St. Lucie.
so these ladies know that they've been nominated?
They know in advance that they've been nominated,
cool.
and they bring their tribe with them to happy hour.
That's cool. Yeah.
And then our past trailblazers present them with an award of distinction, and we're
Nice.
so proud to have them as mentors in our community.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you talk about it being a business-to-business event. Exhibitors, those are local businesses, correct? That will be exhibitors?
They are definitely local businesses, and a wide array of local businesses.
Right.
So we have bankers, we have printers, we have a lot of people that are in the medical field, we have attorneys, we have this radio station, WPSL is going to be there.
That's right.
Indian River State College, Southern Eagle Distributing. So it's a nice mix of people, and we're happy. We're happy to have them. We have a lot of return exhibitors, and this year we have quite a few new exhibitors. So we're
Nice.
excited about that.
Any room still left if somebody wanted to jump in at this point?
Absolutely. Booths are $200, and we have 20 available. So I'm sure we will sell out with that. We encourage you to jump on as quickly as you can if you think you might be interested. We have closed sponsorships because we are only a month away and want to make sure that we give the sponsors everything that they deserve.
That's nice. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Um,
That way, you'll get them back that way.
That's
Sure.
our intention.
Yeah.
Talk about. Let's talk about the speaker. You always have a kind of a keynote speaker. Last year, I think it was our good friend Mr. Peter Bush.
It was.
Owner, operator, kind of founder of Southern Eagle Distributing. He did a great job last year. Really, I was there for the presentation. It was really an impressive presentation. Kind of took us through the history of Anheuser-Busch, and then kind of talked about how, even Southern Eagle, has pivoted and had to kind of reinvent themselves and through the years. So he really did a great job. It really was a great business presentation. So who's this year's keynote speaker?
This year's keynote speaker is Joey Miller.
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure everybody knows who Joey Miller
He knows
is.
a little bit about the Treasure Coast.
Yes, Joey Miller has lived here his entire life in St. Lucie Battery and Tire. He is the owner and founder of St. Lucie Battery and Tire, and they are celebrating their 50th year anniversary. And he is going to tell his stories of how he got started, of how I can't give away the whole story, but how he started selling eggs on the side of the road and now has 15 locations and is the home of honest and reliable service on the Treasure Coast.
Which is how Joey, with the egg business, got involved with the Clutters. Of course, Bill Clutter became I guess his bookkeeper for many, many years, with the Christmas Kids. 'Cause Pauline was the president of the Christmas Kids. So, yeah, it's amazing. There are some legendary stories of Joey's trucks driving up to wherever the Christmas Kids area was to distribute the toys with these huge trucks full of footballs, soccer balls, you name it. It was great. Just great.
Something that we've learned about Joey, getting to know him and walking him through this process, because he was so kind to offer to be our keynote speaker. We really felt it was important, celebrating their 50th year, that people know his story. And there's so many entrepreneurs that, think it's going to happen right away, or that you don't have to put the sweat equity into it, or gee whiz, you started selling eggs. What are you talking about? So the road is long and hard, and you have to fail forward a lot. But one thing that we really learned with him is that he is a silent hero in our community. Anybody that I talk to says, "Oh, he helped me here. Oh, you know what he's done here."
Yep.
And I just admire that so much. Just a humble, great guy.
Yeah. No, my grandfather was in the car business in Fort Pierce for many, many years, and as a youngster back in Fort Pierce, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather on his little car dealership, and I remember Joey Miller coming by in the van as a very small kid here, and he'd deliver batteries. Mm-hmm. So if my grandfather needed a battery in some car on his car lot, there'd come Joey driving the van, delivering the battery, picking up the old battery. I mean, he was salesman, delivery man, counter person. So yeah, it's a great story, and like you say, Dana, it's so important that people hear entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs hear those stories, because you're right. It does not happen overnight. Now, does it happen overnight for some people? Sure. And the problem is, those are the ones we hear about. We never hear about the ones that have been out there chugging for years, to get there. So
it takes a lot of time and effort, and just to hear his story inspires me as a business owner,
right?
Because there's just some days you're like, man, I don't know. And as much as I love this,
Yeah.
I just don't know. I believe in what I do, but I don't know. And
We've been saying that for 25 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was every day for me in the equipment business, yes.
Well,
every day.
and unlike a lot of businesses, you think about the successors to Joey in his family, because he's passed it on down.
Yeah,
the sons are involved,
sons and daughter,
and that's unlike a lot of businesses.
Right.
Yeah.
think about all the people that he's employed.
Employees. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I mean, just the economic impact.
15 locations now. Oh yeah.
Great point too, Dana. So that's worth the price of admission right there. Just getting to come hear Joey speak. I'm looking forward to that. Speaking of price of admission, is there a price for admission?
There's a yes and no answer to that. So,
well, give us both of them.
The no answer is no. There's no price of admission if you are a member of the Chamber of Commerce
Nice.
for Martin, St. Lucie, Indian River, or Okeechobee County.
Nice.
You will have a code. You can go on our website, tcbizsummit.com, and enter a code that you can get through your chamber, and you can obtain a free ticket. And that also counts for the St. Lucie County EDC, the Economic Development Council, and their new, if you would call them young professionals of the EDC, the XL group. So those folks, we want to come in, and those are complimentary. For I guess the general public, you would call that, we have a really small fee. It's under $10 to come in and enjoy the day, but we really gear it towards business owners and professionals. We want it to be a really meaningful event.
Nice. Talk about sponsors. You got some heavy hitters. You got a good MC all day, I think.
We do. We have WPBF TV 25 as our platinum sponsor. And we have Felicia Rodriguez, their anchor, as our morning mistress of ceremonies. And WPVF also sets up a booth at the summit and brings in all their anchor folks to tag in and out throughout the day, have their picture taken, stand behind an actual booth, actual news desk and have some fun. And they're delightful. They're so much fun and such great partners for us.
Okay, great. And I think you did say you're not looking for any more sponsors. You're kind of locked in with who you got because you want to make sure they get their due credit for all they're doing for you. And Joey's our speaker for the day. How does the rest of the agenda kind of fall into place? We've got the think tank, the Shark Tank like event that's going to go on. Are there any other activities that take place during the day?
Absolutely. So again, we open the doors at 10 a.m. 10 to 4 are the expo hours. We start the day with the Dire Difference Award. We'll have our keynote speaker, Joey, that'll speak after our Port St. Lucie Mayor Greg Oravac speaks for a few minutes, and then we'll go straight into the expo, and we'll have just fun opportunities throughout the day. I know that, Greg, you've been there throughout the day when we get a little crazy on the microphone. We have a lot of giveaways, and all the businesses bring something to give away. So
That's what's cool.
We
That's
like to
what I
give
like
them a
about it,
plug and do some exciting stuff there. We're excited about the think tank, the State of the City address that is the luncheon part of the expo is a separate ticketed event through the Chamber of Commerce. You can also go on our website and link to that, but it's nice because it brings in a different crowd during lunch, and it combines very well with what we're doing on a business level.
Okay.
Like it.
Dana, how does one find out more information about the event and, so they can be there, so they may be able to get involved?
The easiest way is to visit our website, which is tcbizsummit.com. And we have, obviously, our sponsors are listed with links to all of their coordinating businesses. We have the opportunity to be a vendor. We're still taking applications for the Trailblazer Award until the 20th. So that ends in just a few days. So we have pictures of past years' expos, so you can see exactly what happens on the floor and how much fun it is and what we're doing.
Okay, beautiful. It is the 11th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit. Been around a long time. Great event. I probably have been for half of those 11. It's just a great event, and Dana and Lynette have done great work with the Treasure Coast Business Summit. Got a lot going on. It is May the 16th. It is at the Port St. Lucie Civic Center right there on US 1 and Walton Road. It takes place from 10 to 4. And
you guys are really taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thank
you really
you.
have.
Lynette and I work really well together, and we're excited to be working with you too, Tom, because you have your business summit coming up as well.
We do indeed. I like to say it's the biggest networking event for business owners and operators along the Treasure Coast, as yours is one of the biggest gatherings of B2B businesses. Ours will take place on Tuesday, May the 7th, and we've got a couple of good speakers too. So really,
is there food?
There's a lunch.
There's a lunch at yours. Is there a lunch at yours?
There is. Well, there's the chamber lunch. And actually, we do have lunch. We're working with the catering team at the Civic Center. So you can certainly have lunch and not have to leave the Civic Center to come back.
We're in, Tom.
Okay, I'm there all day. I want my Apple Rush. Is that what it's called?
It's Apple Rush.
Apple Rush. So I'm going to get my Apple Rush, get my lunch. We're going to do a radio show, and we're going to walk around and get all meet all the businesses and get some information about what they're doing. And it's a great event, Dana, and I've always enjoyed being a part of the event. It's a nice day to network and talk about business and meet some folks that are in business. Find some businesses that you didn't know existed and you may need. So it is a great event, and you've done a great job with the event.
And you should pitch continuing ed for the businesses there.
Well, that's what I do.
That's it.
I have my own table there. We're selling our wares too. So.
And you have been a breakout session before in the past, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. No, we've been a part of it for a long time now. It's a great event. I've always enjoyed it. So
I was looking on your website this morning, and I noticed all of the classes that you're holding in April and May. And it's just amazing the resources that you have available at people's fingertips.
I know.
It is awesome.
I know. As you pointed out earlier, we're maybe we're not the best kept secret anymore, but we're still a little secretive. But it really is. And I tell folks all the time, as you're saying, that's the one thing I tell folks: go to that IRSCbiz.com site and click on that events calendar. I promise you, you'll be at least a little shocked.
Well, there's something for everybody. Even if you're not in business, if you just want to hone in on some skills, you can definitely do that.
Right.
Or if you're thinking about starting a business.
Got the SBDC and got CCTI and we've got our our incubator program, and that's where the Shark Tank kind of takes place. Under that, the Shark Tank like event, and so our Pioneer Pitch Panel event. So anyway, it's a great program, and Dana, we appreciate you always including us in what you're doing, because what you're doing is a great service to the local business community. So that is the 11th annual Treasure Coast Business Summit, May the 16th. It all gets underway at 10 o'clock. All kinds of stuff going on. Got our very own local hero and local standout entrepreneur, Joey Miller, going to be the keynote speaker. Got a Shark Tank-like event taking place. Got all kinds of exhibitors throughout the day. So it's going to be a great day. Two big awards, the Dire Difference Award, and then you've got your Trailblazer Award. So a lot going on May the 16th.
Absolutely, and I definitely encourage anyone to come to the keynote speaker. He is just going to be fantastic, and he's given us a little list of people he'd like us to invite. And if you are from the Fort Pierce area and you're looking for a good reunion, it is going to be a mashup. I'm excited.
When you said that, I thought, well, that'll be an old Fort Pierce event. You'll see people you probably haven't seen for years there.
I know.
That's great. That's great.
I think so.
Well, good. All right. So with that, Dana, as always, thank you for taking time out this evening to come and join us and talk about your great event. And we always appreciate your time. So with that, it will bring to close another segment of Startup Talk from Indian River State College. Remember, you can always get more information about what's going on with the business assistance and support programs right here at the Dan K. Richardson Entrepreneurship Development Institute by visiting that IRSCbiz.com. That's IRSCBIZ.com. And you can click on that events calendar icon, and you'll see all that's going on.
You'll be amazed.
So again, always want to thank our guests tonight, Dana Tabulsy, and thank our partners here at WPSL and WSTU. And with that, we will talk to you next Thursday evening on Startup Talk.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie, WSTU Stewart, and WPSL and WSTU worldwide on TuneIn.